And where was I actually? Yeah. My talk is nonsense, so I really hope that you won't get disappointed. But the main objective of this one is to make myself practice, right? So that is why it's real, because this is how I feel now. I'm feeling really, really hungry now, and I'm being a bit frustrated. I don't like to hear how I sound when speaking in English. Sometimes I hate that. Okay, anyway, I wanted to talk about this neurosurgeon whose video I happened to find just before going to sleep last night. I was frustrated because I couldn't fall asleep as early as I wanted, because as I said, I used to be a perfectionist, and once I decide there's something to do, I tend to feel frustrated if things don't go as smoothly as I wish them to do. And it happened to me last night, and I was like, oh, there goes again. Okay, I was well aware of this, and it's okay. If I'm aware of this, I don't have to fix it completely because it's impossible. So at least I should be aware of this, okay? And just before going to bed, I try not to listen to any English or Spanish before going to sleep, because if I turned any YouTube video on, my brain would keep working, right? And I thought that it would be detrimental for my sleep. So that is why I turned everything off. I turned the light off, and I turned the iPhone off, and I tried to go to sleep. But this video, this posted by this neurosurgeon was in my mind, okay, and it took time, about 20 minutes or so. It took me 20 minutes to go to sleep, but I couldn't go to sleep. So I decided to watch that video because the title of the video was like, this neurosurgeon out of work now, or something like that. And it was quite sensational to me at the time, because I'm out of work, right? And I sometimes talk about this in my videos. And so that is why, I don't know why, but probably I was saying that I'm out of work in my videos. Somehow AI recognized it and introduced some related videos to me. That's why I stumbled upon that video whose title contains this word out of work, right? This phrase, out of work. I don't know, but it's so tricky, right? It's so complicated. But anyway, I got interested in that video anyway. And a long story short, he's a neurosurgeon. He used to be a neurosurgeon, but he quit his job, and he was on that profession, I don't know which, but for 10 years, okay, for the last decade. But he decided to quit. Why? Because he wasn't happy about his job. He really wanted to have that job. He really wanted to be a neurosurgeon himself. So he really worked hard. He really worked hard, but how they do their job, I mean, today, okay, hospitals, doctors, institutions, he turned out to be pretty unhappy about everything happening to him or happening his workplace, okay, because neurosurgeons are ones who treat their patients, right, by performing operations, right? And in my case, I really appreciate what my surgeon did to me, because without it, my condition would have gotten much worse, and I'm not sure if I would still be here, okay? So I'm really grateful for what he did to me and other doctors who were involved in my operation, my treatment. But I also know, I also understand what he means, okay? There was this aha moment to him while he was doing that job, because all they did was operation and giving patients pills, medications, right? But he noticed that people could get better by eating healthy foods, leading more healthy lifestyles, like sleeping enough, taking enough sleep, and feeling relaxed. Try not to get stressed out too much, or spend time having pleasant time with your loved ones, your friends, someone you feel comfortable, right, with. And even though he gave an operation to his patients, in some cases he could fix some of his patients, but even though he did the same operation, he couldn't save others, and it made him think a lot. Okay, is this the right occupation for him, or is he really happy to do that job? And that situation gave him, made him think a lot, and one day he decided to quit, because he was no longer happy about his job. Just as I said, I have to say the same thing over and over again, right? It's so frustrating. I don't like it very much, but my brain doesn't work as quickly as I want. So that is why if I feel more relaxed, I can speak more. But somehow, maybe my having this empty stomach is the cause of this problem, I guess. Okay, and it was such a very inspirational video, and now he enjoys spending time with his dog. He has a wife also. He has his wife also, who is very understanding, and he says that he really appreciates her wife being so understanding to him, and they have this dog, 7-year-old dog, but while he was doing that job, being as a neurosurgeon, he was always busy, and even though he spent 1 hour or so every day working his dog, but after he left home, and her wife was also was not at home. She must, yeah, probably she was working also, and in an empty house, the dog was all alone for many hours, and he says that she must have been very lonely. But now, after quitting his job, he can spend the entire day with her, and he likes nature so much. So that is why all of his videos are related to nature. He often goes hiking with his dog, and I haven't watched other videos of his. I only watched that video. It's a pretty long video, about 45-minute long video, and he was just talking to the camera, and his face, a big face, I mean, his face occupies the almost the half of the screen, okay, meaning that he was standing pretty closely to the camera, close to the camera, and but he was speaking with his being honest. He was honest with himself, talking to the camera, and as I say often in my videos, that kind of video is one of the ones that I love to watch. I love to watch the most because there's no effect, right? There's no sound, background music. There's no any. No, my English is so messy. There's even any subtitles or something. There's no editing. He shot himself and that's it. I love that kind of video, and so that is why I'm doing the same thing now. It's kind of embarrassing to let people see myself frustrated or struggling with my own English. I don't like it. I want to make myself more presentable enough for people to enjoy, but this is not my main purpose. So that is why, I really got interested in his video, and he was surrounded by nature, okay, and there were so many mosquitoes flying around him that looked so disturbing to him though, and he was wearing this I don't know how to call it, jacket, and with a hood, and he has to wear the hood because of all those hordes of mosquitoes, and he was just speaking, I mean, not smoothly, because he had to speak while he thought, right? Just like I did. And he was a native English speaker, I guess. So that's why his English, or what he was doing, was much better than what I am doing now, because my English, I can't speak English as smoothly, even, right? As smoothly as he does, right? But when I was watching his video, even with a lot of pauses, okay, there were a lot of times when he doesn't speak in the video because he had to think. He had to think of what to say next, right? It's so real, right? It's so real. And it was so inspirational to me. And he decided to quit his job because that job didn't make him happy anymore, didn't make him feel happy anymore, right? And he's very honest with himself, because I understand that some people continue to do their job simply because it's a well-paying job, because of their reputation, because they have so many things that they have to support, or they just continue doing their job just because they don't lose their reputation, or I don't know how to say this. They don't want other people think that they're crazy, they are failures or something like that, but right? But they're honest. He was honest with himself, and he thought that was the most important thing, right? He was brave, I guess, I believe. And actually that kind of the same thing, that is what happened to me, okay, when I decided to close my web shop entirely last year. For about a few years, I was just thinking about closing my shop entirely because I couldn't feel excited about this job anymore. I was just doing it because I needed money. Okay, but I had an argument with my wholesaler, okay, because they kept giving me some damaged items back to back, and I couldn't put up with this situation any longer. And although there were times when I had argument with them because I thought that they wasn't treating with me properly, so I had to make a complaint. I think that's reasonable enough, but at last, okay, I made them angry, and they got angry with me, and they decided to quit our relationship, and I no longer was able to get items from them with 30% off discount, okay. Without that discount, I cannot make a profit by selling all those t-shirts to Japanese people here in Japan, right? But that was last true. Is it okay? Last true. I couldn't put up with their bad service anymore, and I thought that I could survive because I learned English, and I could be an English instructor or something like that, okay, English teaching instructor or something, even though my English was not very good at the time. My spoken English, okay, but I decided to quit. But still I had to do the job for about few years, for the next few years, okay, because I had to earn money. But since I couldn't import t-shirts from them anymore, I only had to do something. I only have to do my job with all the stuff that I have at my home. And by that time, I already have tons of t-shirts at home. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, at first, I only sold t-shirts that I have just imported from the US. And this way, I didn't have any inventory, right? This is the smartest way. But the problem is, I had to wait. I have to make people wait until they order the t-shirts that they had ordered, until those t-shirts would come, right? And it took at least about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, because I also had to wait for people's orders until I would get enough orders myself to place an order from my wholesaler, right? I had to have orders more than or more expensive than $500 at least. Otherwise, they couldn't give me that 30% discount, okay? So I had to wait for my order to get enough. And with the amount of time, my customers had to wait even longer, right? And I hate this because today it's pretty normal that if you place an order on Amazon or something, your order will come the next day, right? It's very fast, right? So that is why at that time, that was the biggest problem about my job for me. And my dog is going to bark or howl. I don't know how to say this, but because they are now listening to an ambulance, siren of the ambulance now, and see, right, they started not barking, right, howling, making this woo sound, because dogs consider it the sound from an ambulance, like others, as if other dogs were making the same noise. Okay, that's okay. Come. I can't make them wait any longer, so maybe I'd better finish my video today, because I don't think I'm speaking English very well today. Yeah, although I always don't speak English very well, but I know that my saying this is not good for myself, so I stop complaining. Okay, I stop whining. Is it okay, whining? But anyway, so this is how I felt on my job, about my job. I couldn't feel any more excited about my job, and so if I can't feel this way, if I feel this way, why would I have to keep doing this job? And so what he talked about in that video resonated with me so much, and I ended up listening to the video. I wasn't watching the video because I was lying in my bed, and I was not trying to watch anything. because it was too bright for me to keep staring at the screen, right? So I was just listening to him talk, but I ended up listening to the story to the end because his story resonated with me so much, and I understood what he was trying to say. Although he was not complaining about his fellow workers or the workplaces he used to work for, but he's skeptical about the whole situation, okay, and what is happening to all those institutions. Like doctors just do operations, and doctors don't care about the food patients should take, or the lifestyles that patients should lead, or they are not responsible for those things. They just keep giving them operations and to fix. But if we don't change our lifestyles entirely, and we cannot be healthy in a real sense. So that's what he wanted to say the most in that video. And he says that the surgeons giving the patients operations is like someone trying to fix your house. If you have a water leak, if it rains and the rain, I don't know how to say this, but I don't know how to explain this situation. There's a hole or something damage on your leaf, and when it rains, the rain comes into gets into your house, right? And you have someone, you call someone to have the damage fixed, right? But what if someone who came to fix the damage only fix the wet walls or wet carpet or something? But what if he doesn't even try to fix the very I don't know how to say this. I could say this in Japanese, but the most damaged part, the place with the most problems, I don't know how to say this, is the roof, right? If he doesn't do anything about the roof, but instead he only does something to the walls, wet walls or something like that, you cannot fix the problem in a real sense, right? But okay, this is what he feels about, or this is how he feels about his job, okay? So he really wants to make people happier by doing something else, because even if they can fix their condition by giving them an operation, but it's not that they are entirely healthy. They can't their health back entirely, right? So the more important thing for people to stay healthy or to get healthy is what you eat, what kind of lifestyle they lead, how much sleep you take, or how you spend your life with your loved ones happily. It makes people happy in a real sense. And since he wasn't happy about his job, he was all the time skeptical about his job, and what, I don't know how to say this, but it cannot make him happy, and there's no, I don't know, yeah, I can't say this in English. My brain is asleep. Okay, there's no need, right? There's no need, because but he's honest, and I'm impressed. And so okay, I'll finish talking now. I'll go to the kitchen to get something to eat, grab a bite. Okay, thank you for watching, if you're watching. Okay, I'll be back tomorrow too. Thank you. Bye bye.